Welcome back to my channel, Star Booze.
In Hollywood, we have seen both the good and the evil and the ugly. But if you ever mention the term Godfather can refer to anyone. There is only one Al Pacino. The veteran A-lister has received numerous honors. Numerous honors over the years already had him set out for life. Interestingly, this actor's lifestyle is much tragic than you think. For today's in this video, we will look at the life and times of Al Pacino, which we will later share. With you, a surprise development in the Scarface actor's current life. Prior to his was the Godfather, the renowned actor. Let us have a look at this basic beginning. In his early years, the aspiring actor was born on April 25, 1940 in Manhattan. New York plays Alfredo James Pacino. The only Pacino is the child of Rose and Salvatore. The parents were of Sicilian-Italian heritage, who came to the United States in search of a better future. Unfortunately, their marriage was short-lived. They divorced, so the young Pacino was 2 at the time. He lived with his maternal grandparents growing up in the South Bronx. This time, you had to be harsh. It is unsurprising that Sonny got into lots of fights with the neighborhood boys. Growing up, there is no denying the young Pacino's charm. He discovered himself. Surrounded by friends who enjoy calling, Sonny became well known as the actor at such a young age. Currently, he is the future actor. Dreamed of becoming a baseball player someday, but it was very evident that even then, acting was his calling. Pacino struggled with several children. Concentrate on his education. He just attended English classes at Herman Ridler Junior High School. Until he dropped out, he tried his hand at acting and managed to get admittance at the High School of Performing Arts, much to his mother's dismay, and son had a fight, which led to young Pacino, leaving him with no support. He opted to take a variety of jobs ranged from messenger boy to sustain himself, the janitor. He left his mother's house at a young age. Pacino lacked instruction and was exposed. Growing up, can you assume he was already smoking? He began drinking when he was 9 years old. He also flirted with the recreational use of Mary Jane. Fortunately, he did not take part of doing hard drugs, which somewhat he saved his life because 2 of his closest pals had died. Hence, his rationale for refraining is he shifted his focus to. He discovered that he liked performing, tried his hand at the actor's studio. He thought he had a shot at their corporation. He was already acting in the theater, at New York's underground scene. Unfortunately, he did not make the cut. This did not discourage him from his zeal, so he tried auditioning at HB Studios. He was greeted with wide arms. Here he practiced his skill under the Charlie Elton. Under his tutelage became acting teacher and best buddy. He had a fairly tough time living in the streets in the theater or at a friend's, but he still persevered. Then life fired a curveball at him, and Al Pacino endured one of his lowest points. Life, the unexpected death of his mother. This was followed by his maternal. After the loss of his grandfather, he nearly spiraled into melancholy, but happily he channeled his overwhelming feelings. After spending focus on action. 4 years with HB Studio, The Blooming. The actor decided to try his hand again at Actors Studio, and this time he got in. It was under their supervision particularly. Lee Strauber, an acting coach, Al Pacino enhances his already superb craft was also where he learned technique acting, allowing him to get improved comprehension of his characters. Thus, he evokes a more intense who-knew performance during acting. The occasional homeless man from the South Bronx would bloom into one of the best actors of his day are all in. In due time, but for now, Al Pacino's early career was the product of collaboration attempts with some of the most impressive persons. He'd meet armed with teachings from both Lilt and Strawber. Pacino started landing one role after the other. His efforts paid off. Off because Pacino was busy performing. He performed at the Charles Playhouse in Boston. Landed 2 roles, one in Clifford Odets Awake and Sing, Jean-Claude Van Itali's American Hera. Out of the 2, Former landed the actor's first major paycheck amounting to $125 per week. He spent his early 20s theater and kept the ball rolling. His major participation then was in Israel Horowitz's Sugar Plum. Al Pacino got his first honor, an Obie Award for Outstanding Performer. Thanks to, in this play, Pacino's acting abilities were Martin Bregman experienced this firsthand. Impressed with his performance, the 2 formed a cooperation with Bregman working as his manager and advising him to take on the greatest role of his life. That impacted his trajectory. From there, Pacino moved on to larger stage and made his Broadway debut. Do Tigers Wear Neckties? The performance earned him a Tony Award. This encouraged him to take on more tough assignments. He also won a Tony Award for his work in basic training of Pablo Hamel and a drama desk. Award. In the early 1990s, Al Pacino has already established himself as a notable actor in the field, prompting he plans to go from stage to cinema roles. He made his film debut by creating a short that appeared in the 1969 picture Me, Natalie. Soon followed by his feature film. It did debut with the 1971 release of The Panic. Many of these titles include Needle Park, Long Forgotten, saved for the dedicated fans of the actor. But what exactly? He has solidified his name in Hollywood. The actor has little idea about his upcoming project. After starring in his first feature, his next project would catapult him. Al Pacino achieved international success. Landed the role of Michael Corleone in, however, Francis Coppola's The Godfather. You are aware of Pacino's acquisition of the role wasn't easy, especially given the management wasn't really keen about the rookie film actor, given that Pacino only had 1 feature picture credit under his belt. The name of the then head of Paramount Pictures production, Robert Evans, was hell-bent on creating The Godfather is a big smash. I wanted someone large. Literally, figuratively playing the role, Coppola was intent on having Pacino portray Theroux, even surpassing some of the others. High-profile options, such as Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, and Robert Redford. Compare to them, Pacino was too short, in the eyes, Evans and the rest of the management. After a difficult negotiation and a lot of back and forth, Pacino eventually had the Michael Corleone's duty is for himself, and this ended up becoming one of the best castings ever made for him. Pacino received an Academy Award nomination for his portrayal for a Supporting Actor Award, offended the actor understandably. Compared to his co-star Marlon Brando, the former had more screen time. Many felt it also reached Pacino's nerves over Brando's nomination for the Academy also recognized him as the best actor. Ultimately, both men opted to boycott during the award show. Pacino felt insulted as a Supporting Actor Award nominee. There are no credible sources explain why Brando was likewise. Finally, there was no show at the award ceremony. The local tabloids ascribed it to. The 2 actors did not get along. You may have known him for quite some time. Al Pacino is also known for notable parts. Known for many almost roles. That turned out to be iconic, propelled many movie stars' reputations. For example, there's Han Solo. George Lucas's Star Wars eventually landed on Harrison Ford's lap. In his defense, Pacino claimed he didn't grasp the film script largely because of its sci-fi aspect. Apart from, he also turned them down. Encounters of the third kind. Interestingly, he was also shortlisted for the male lead role, Pretty Woman and Beverly Hills Cop, which ultimately saw Richard Gere and Eddie Murphy in the esteemed jobs. It's difficult. Imagine the aloof actor playing similar people, and he made the correct choice. He stated that some roles are not suited for him. Given his humble beginnings and challenges in life, you'd consider the critically renowned actor would value his hard-earned fame. Money. You'd be shocked at how Al Pacino is currently living in daunting problems with those who are suddenly granted access to an incredible. They tend to spend a lot of money. Mishandle it. We've heard of stars and many other high-profile individuals where Al Pacino was among those who were left in debt. At least for a while, they were. Sonny Boy is an autobiography and memoir. Actor revealed how he lived lavishly lifestyle, wasting money on things he didn't really need, a few of luxury automobiles, several cell phones, even 2 residences that require maintenance alone cost him $400,000 per month. Stung him hard when he realized that he had at least $90,000 in his bank account. The actor was aware he had played a role and suffered and admitted that he was dumb. He was running low on funds, yet he possessed multiple properties, which meant he had to pay a huge sum of mortgage. I didn't grasp how money worked. I didn't understand how a career worked, Pacino writes in his memoir. I simply did not speak the language. Pacino reached an all-time low in 2011. I was unfortunate enough to hire an accountant who had been busy managing a Ponzi scam that caused the latter's, Pacino's, arrest and prison sentence, disclosed that he has over $50 million in the bank and an incredible amount of expenditures. This financial disaster led him take on any projects just so he might put his finances back in track. One of his questionable selections is the project then was the 2011 comedy Jack and Jill, where he appeared opposite Adam. Sandler's movie was considered a flop, with a 3% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Many of Pacino's fans were astonished, understood the actor was selective about his roles, and regarded himself in high respect, which is, why is he starring in a comedy film? Even a poorly worded one was a bruise. To his outstanding cinematic credit, what's even worse, he represented a character. That's an exaggeration of himself, making spectators cringe at his attempt. Although Jack and Jill bombed at comedy, Pacino took joy in the film sharing. He did what was necessary to get himself out of debt. Pacino had nothing except positive things to say about his co-star Adam. Sandler took all the negativity feedback on Jack and Jill in stride. Aside from playing whatever role he could, Pacino also made commercials, gave class, and even sold one of his properties to pay off his debts. After some time, Pacino discovers himself on a stronger financial footing. Mistakes made years ago he learned a hard lesson. He also landed some profitable deals. Like his contract with HBO, which he makes a healthy $10 million each film, and his role in the 2019 film The Irishman also secured him a payout of $20 million. However, out of all the initiatives in which he participated, Al Pacino revealed his work on Scarface helped him stay afloat during his financial problems. He said in his memoir that if he had been a regular individual may have lived on the residuals of that movie. On top of Godfather, Scarface was the only other criminal film that was well received by even today. The hip-hop community demonstrates the film's influence and appeal across the decades. Pacino even confessed to the BBC how he would have liked to have won his Oscar for his portrayal of Tony Montana in the movie, instead of playing a blind veteran in Scent of a Woman, where he took home the title for Outstanding Actor. He may be a public person, but Al Pacino liked to keep his personal matters private. This includes his family, and there are relationships, of course. Occasionally, information is transferred around. It is also well known among reporters. Given that the actor has never married. Check out his dating history and you'd be astonished to learn about his Pacino dated many of his most recent partners. Co-stars. His earliest recorded Hollywood romance was with Jill Clayburgh. They dated for a period before the actor's meteoric surge in 1972. Thanks to The Godfather, he was quick to date co-actors. Tuesday, Weld for a short time before continuing on to Marcia Keller. With Keller, their relationship was similar to cat and dog. They weren't really on good terms. During the filming of Bobby Deerfield, but as it turns out, the two only required its time to get to know each other. After dating for 2 years, Pacino eventually. He went on to his next sweetheart, Diane Keaton. The latter was smitten with her co-star. She finds him charming, witty, and she confessed to everyone she was a constant talker. She was upset with him, yet she liked his prior connections with women. Keaton's relationship was somewhat turbulent, given an ultimatum. Pushed for marriage when the actor refused to commit, she decided to break it off regardless of their tense relationship when they were younger. The two stars remained pals. Currently, following Keaton, Pacino become romantically involved in acting. Jan Tarrant, the teacher, also bore him. First born in 1989, a daughter called Julie Marie Pacino and Terrence. The connection was rather low-key. Thus, not much was known about their relationship. We do know that Julie Marie is lovely. She became close to her father and followed in his footsteps as an actor, dated an Australian hostess and producer, Lindell Hobbs, and were romantically connected. 2. Penelope Ann Miller, his co-star in Carlito's Way. Pacino also dated Beverly DAngelo, became a father for the second time to twins Anton and Olivia on January 25, 2001. DAngelo divorced, so she could be with her then husband, Pacino, but unfortunately, even Dog Day Afternoon could not commit to her. Divorced in 2004, although still on good terms. Terms today. Moving on to his next partner, Pacino dated the Argentine actor Lucila Pac. He was an excellent mentor to Pac's daughter. Camilla Moroni. Pacino's bond with Pac remained. Advance further. Quickly jump back to Pacino discovered a terrific dating scene. Companionship of Israeli actress Mital Dohan. They were seen together in 2018. However, the relationship ended in 2020. Dohan, citing their large age difference as the many people's reasons for their breakup surprise, the 83-year-old actor actually, I became a father for the 4th time. Time for his 31-year-old girlfriend Noor Alfallah last June 15, 2025. Some people are somewhat shocked by the two's 53-year, despite their age difference, the two did not mind. Suranti. With all of his other partnerships, Pacino, he is no longer romantically involved with Alfallah. According to one of his representative was quickly adding that the two remain quite. We've been excellent pals for years. They are co-parenting their kid Roman. The performers are still healthy for their age. Pacino nearly succumbed to CO-19. In a recent interview with CNN, he nearly died from it last year. He recalled how he was battling. By the next one, he had no luckily for him. His assistant, I instantly called for assistance and an ambulance. It swiftly arrived at his place and attention to his requirements. It took minutes. Before the actor, who was astonished, he was surrounded by 6 paramedics. 2 doctors might reclaim awareness. He later revealed people. He wondered if he died back, followed by numerous other thoughts. Regarding the afterlife, despite beyond. His senior year, Al Pacino demonstrates there's no sign of ending anytime soon. The trailer for his latest flick, The Ritual, is a recent release that showcases veteran actor in a great and discarding his regular mafia getup. Pacino will take up the role. Father Theophilus must work. Accompany Dan Stevens' character, Father Joseph Steiger, is of fluctuating faith. The actors are also joined by Abigail Cowan and Ashley Greene. Based on, with the trailer alone, we could expect some. The scenes are pretty strong and graphic, with body horror as portrayed in some footage played by Abigail Cowan. David Mell directed the character Emma. The Ritual is slated to make its theatrical debut on June 6, 2025. The trailer claims that the film is based on a factual story and is even praised as the most frightening exorcism he imparted his knowledge of American history. Thinking about the future of the industry, and quite speaking, he doesn't. Consider the industry employing AI to recreate long after he was gone. Pacino put his trust in his children, describing how he trusts them and knows they'll take care. Unlike many renowned performers, make a big deal out of what they can and cannot appear as the Godfather actor. He just stated that he did not care about regarding the industry itself. Pacino believes in Los Angeles without. He feels that cinema cannot happen, that it would still endure thanks to Martin's work over the years, Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, and Francis Coppola, despite the last one's latest project. Megalopolis flopped in theaters. Regarding the future of acting, he names Leonardo DiCaprio and Adam Driver play two actors he greatly admires.